welcoming in professional wrestling superstar Big C here on the Detroit Sports Podcast Network. We're here in Brighton, Michigan, Championship Wrestling League. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, coming off the heels of All In, the Indy Scene is super white hot. What was your take on one of the marquee wrestling events that took place recently?
I just couldn't believe how quickly they sold that building out and how many tickets they sold and how successful it was. And I'm not saying that as a knock. I just couldn't believe how fast it all happened. And it's just a testament to how big of a deal the Indy Scene is now and how big of a deal professional wrestling is now. Not just throughout the country, but all around the globe. It's huge, and I'm glad to be here in CWL and get the opportunity to explore the Indy Scene a little bit because I've never been there before.
No doubt. And since your departure, what have you been up to recently?
I got to be honest with you, working out, eating, and binge watching a lot of TV shows, catching up on some shows that some friends of mine have recommended. I'm currently on The Wire. I finished Breaking Bad. I finished This Is Us. That's a guilty pleasure. I've finished quite a bit of television shows, just binge watching. And just eating right and hitting the gym and just trying to get back in ring shape, even though that's hard to do without actually being in a ring, but doing my best.
Now you're here, CWL. What can we look forward to in seeing you in that ring tonight here in Brighton, Michigan?
Well, I got a lot to get off my chest. I got a few things I'd like to say. Some things I, haven't said yet. I've done a podcast where I gave some of my thoughts, but there's a lot of things that I need to get off my chest that I really, really want to let out tonight, and I'm excited to get them out there because I know everything I say, someone out here is going to have their iPhone out and they're going to throw it on YouTube and show the world what I said and my thoughts on my departure and all that. So just have a lot to say.
Here again with Big C, Championship Wrestling League, Brighton, Michigan. Now, when you sit down to watch a wrestling match and you're just sitting as a fan, what do you look for?
As a fan, I'm just looking for someone to grab my attention, whether it's on a microphone, charisma, aggressiveness, just grab my attention. That's the first thing I'm looking for. And sometimes, unfortunately, there's matches out there that don't do that. But the first thing I look for is grab my attention right off the bat, like right away, and I'm in.
Now, it's well known Detroit has a white-hot wrestling scene. What's been your experience coming into town and being a part of the Detroit sports scene as well as the Detroit wrestling scene?
The Detroit sports scene has, rivaled with New York for quite some time in many sports, so I don't have much to say about that. I'll keep my thoughts to myself. I don't want your fan base to not like me. But as far as the professional wrestling scene, amazing fans. I remember being at the Joe a few times, and I remember specifically there was one time at the Joe where AJ Styles threw me over the barricade, and then here comes John Cena, and his music hit and the roof blew off the place. And I don't remember hearing many, many pops that were that loud. And that's just a testament to how passionate the fans are here in the Detroit metropolitan area.
What's it like to travel the country to do something that you love? You're passionate about this sport, and you've gone around the country, basically all around the globe, doing this. And what's it like to travel and to be a professional superstar, a professional wrestling superstar?
Well, it's a dream come true. It's what I've always wanted to do. At the same time, I think a lot of people out there don't understand the hardships of the industry and the travel and the rental cars and the flights and the hotels and all that. And I think that's something that maybe some fans out there underappreciate. But in terms of just being able to live out my dream, it's been amazing. So continue it and continue on the indie scene, and then hopefully one day get back to the big show.
If there's one or two things you'd like our audience to know about you that they may not, Big C, what would you like them to know about Big C, professional wrestling superstar?
I don't think many people know this. I can sing. I could sing very well. I had a sing-off with Aiden English in NXT. I'm sure you could find that on YouTube, but not many people have ever seen it. I can sing, and I can dance. Yeah.
singing and dancing, as well as a professional wrestling superstar. If people want to find you and where your appearances are going to be in the future, especially here in the CWL, where can they find you?
Currently, my handle, I don't know if I'm going to change it, but both my handles on Instagram and Twitter are at BigCassWWE, but I will be changing those soon.
Thank you so much for your time. Big C in the house.
Thank you, bro.